After driving 4 hours to help set up my brother's baby shower, I walked into the room and found out they had forgotten to save me a seat. When I asked where I should go, my sister-in-law snapped, "You're just here to help, not to be seen." I ate my lunch in my car while watching them celebrate without me. A year later, when they needed a babysitter every weekend, I didn't even reply. I live in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. My brother and his wife live in Ridgewood, New Jersey. That's about a 4-hour drive one way. When they asked me if I could come early to help set up for Dana's baby shower, I didn't even hesitate. I figured that's what family does. My brother said it would mean a lot. Dana texted me a list of things she needed help with: stringing up decorations, setting tables, organizing the gift table, making sure the catering went smooth. I even offered to bring dessert. I baked 2 trays of lemon bars the night before and packed them in a cooler with ice packs so they wouldn't melt. I left around 5:30 a.m. and got there just after 9:30. It was already busy. Dana's family was running around like it was a wedding. Her mom barked out orders, her sisters were matching in pastel dresses, and her cousin was setting up some kind of photo booth. I pulled into the driveway, got out, and offered to help. No one really greeted me. Her cousin looked me up and down and asked, "Are you with the catering?" I said, "No. I'm her sister-in-law." "Well, I'm his sister," and I pointed at my brother. She just gave me a tight smile and walked off. I spent the next 3 hours doing anything anyone told me. I carried boxes, I hung banners, I wiped down chairs. Dana didn't say much to me, but I thought she was just busy. Her sisters kept calling me "Hon" or "Sweetie" like I was someone's assistant. At one point, I asked where I should put the lemon bars and one of them said, "Oh, just leave them in the kitchen." I didn't expect to be treated like royalty, but I definitely didn't expect to be treated like hired help. When the party started, I stepped inside to grab a plate. People were laughing, music was playing, Dana was glowing in a long white dress. My brother was smiling and taking pictures with her and her friends. I stood to the side, not really sure what to do next. So I made myself a plate and walked outside to find a seat. That's when I noticed there weren't enough. There were maybe 30 chairs out there and at least 40 people. And every chair was taken. Some had little tags on them with names. Mom, Nana, Aunt Maria, Cousin Jess. I walked around for maybe 5 minutes, weaving through the crowd, hoping someone would offer me a spot. Nothing. So I walked up to Dana. I was trying to keep my voice low so I wouldn't embarrass her. "Hey, is there somewhere I can sit?" She didn't even look at me when she said it. "You're just here to help. Not to be seen." That's word for word. I froze. I thought I misheard her. I said, "Sorry," and she didn't even turn to me. She kept talking to her friends like I wasn't standing there. I looked over at my brother. He was sitting next to her, eating, laughing with her uncle. I just stood there, holding my paper plate, and felt like an idiot. Everyone was celebrating. I was invisible. So I walked back to my car, sat in the front seat, and ate alone. My plate was on my lap, the food getting cold. I could hear them laughing, cheering for Dana, clapping when she opened gifts. No one noticed I left. No one called. I drove home that night and cried on the way back. The next day, my brother called me once. I didn't pick up. He left a voicemail that said, "Hey, not sure where you went. Dana said you left early. Hope everything's okay." That was it. Not a real apology. Not a question. Just a casual, lazy message like I'd wandered off by accident. I didn't reply. I needed space, and honestly, I needed to see if he'd even try again. He didn't. For a few months, we barely spoke. I didn't text. I didn't comment on any baby photos they posted. I didn't send anything when their daughter was born. I thought maybe someone would reach out, maybe ask why I was so quiet. But they didn't. They moved on. Posted about how family means everything, with Dana's sisters in every photo. Like I didn't exist. Fast forward almost a year. Around early March. I got a message from my brother. Short. Simple. Hey, hope you're good. Dana and I are wondering if you're free any weekends coming up. We could really use some help with the baby. I just stared at the message. Then came another, just like, a few hours Saturday or Sunday. She's teething and Dana's exhausted. You're great with kids. Then Dana messaged me directly. First time since the baby shower. Hi. I know we haven't talked in a while, but we could really use some help watching Ava. You'd be a lifesaver. Just once or twice a week. Even just an hour or two. Not a word about how they treated me. No mention of that day. Just straight into the favor. I didn't reply. She messaged again the next day. This time longer. She said she didn't mean to be rude. That she was stressed that day and might have come off the wrong way. She said they've been overwhelmed and Ava cries non-stop and they just need someone they trust. She ended it with, I know you're probably hurt. I'm sorry if I made you feel unimportant. That wasn't the intention. But we really need family right now. Still no apology for what she said. No owning up to the exact words. Just soft blame shifting, like I was being sensitive. My brother followed up that night with, can we talk? I let that one sit, too. Then the real twist happened. Dana posted a long rant on Facebook. Public. About how, some people, in the family have let them down. That it's sad when those who should be the most supportive are the first to disappear. She didn't tag me, but everyone in the family knew who she meant. One of our cousins sent me screenshots. The post said, we're not asking for much. Just a little help. But apparently, helping at a baby shower is too much for some people. Now they've vanished and pretend our baby doesn't exist. Sad. That was it. They tried to shame me online for not babysitting, after making me feel like I wasn't even family at their own damn party. I wasn't angry. I was done. After Dana's Facebook post, things got weird fast. My phone started buzzing more than usual. A few of our family members, cousins I barely talked to, my aunt from Scranton, started messaging me things like, hey, what's going on with you and your brother? Just wanted to say I hope you're okay, but maybe give them a call. They're really struggling. Then my mom called. She lives down in Florida now, retired. We don't talk every day, but we're close. She said she saw the post and wanted to hear my side. I hadn't even told her what happened at the baby shower. I had been too embarrassed. I didn't want her to think I was being petty or dramatic. But when she asked, I broke down and told her everything, every word, every detail. There was a long pause when I finished. Then she said that to you? In front of everyone? I said, yeah. And nobody cared. My mom went quiet again. Then she said, you don't owe them anything. But word had already gotten around. Someone in Dana's family must have gotten pissed that I wasn't coming to help. Another cousin messaged me, this one from Dana's side, and straight up accused me of being jealous. Said I was trying to punish a new mom for a bad day. That's when I lost it. I screenshot every message I'd gotten from Dana and my brother. Every time they asked for help. Every time they said they needed me. Then I took a screenshot of Dana's Facebook post and typed up a single, calm message. I drove 4 hours. Helped set up everything. Ate lunch in my car while they celebrated. Was told I was just here to help, not to be seen. Never got an apology. Now they want free babysitting. You tell me who's punishing who. I sent it to the cousin. I sent it to a few people who had messaged me. And I posted it, privately. In a family group chat. Not public. Just for the people stirring things up. My brother called within minutes. This time I answered. He was pissed. Why would you post that? I said, because I'm tired of people thinking I abandoned you. I didn't abandon anyone. I was pushed out. He started going on about how Dana didn't mean it that way, how they were overwhelmed, how I should have said something sooner. I said, you were there. You saw what she said. You saw me walk away. He didn't say anything. I kept going. You watched me walk to my car with a paper plate. You let me leave without a word. More silence. Then he finally said, I thought you were just being sensitive. And there it was. Not an apology. Not ownership. Just that same old line. That's when I said, well, now I'm being practical. Hire a sitter. I hung up. After that call, I blocked both of them. I didn't want to deal with the guilt trips. I didn't want to hear more fake apologies. I was done pretending this was all a misunderstanding. It wasn't. It was disrespect. Plain and simple. For a while, things were quiet. My brother and Dana stopped reaching out. I thought maybe they finally got the message. But then, one Saturday in June, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. Hi. I know we've had our differences, but Ava misses her aunt. Would love to reconnect. It was Dana. Still avoiding the truth. Still trying to work her way back in without saying sorry. Like nothing had happened. Like I had just been sulking this whole time. I didn't answer. Instead, I took the lemon bar recipe off my phone, the one I'd made special for her, and deleted it. Petty? Maybe. But it felt right. Later that month, my mom called. She had just talked to my brother. She said things weren't going well. Dana had gone back to work early. My brother was juggling long shifts and late nights. They were struggling to keep up with daycare. No one else wanted to watch Ava. Her sisters had backed off. Her mom said she was too tired. And apparently, Dana had burned some bridges by posting about family online. I didn't feel joy hearing that. But I didn't feel bad either. I told my mom, sometimes you don't realize who you've pushed away until you actually need them. She didn't disagree. 3 months later, I was at a birthday party for one of our cousins. Dana and my brother were there. It was awkward. I hadn't seen either of them in nearly a year. When I walked in, Dana avoided eye contact. My brother came up to me and tried to make small talk. I kept it short. Polite. Cold. Then something strange happened. While everyone was gathered around the cake, their daughter, Ava, came toddling over to me. She had no idea who I was. Just a curious little kid. I smiled and bent down to say hi. Dana came rushing over like I was a threat. Scooped Ava up and walked away without a word. I stood there and thought, you made that choice. She didn't trust me near her kid, but had begged me to babysit her alone. That's when I knew, there was no fixing this. They didn't just break the bond. They buried it. I don't hate them. I just don't see them as family anymore. And I think that's worse. Some people think revenge means getting even. Sometimes it just means walking away and letting people sit in the mess they made without you. They wanted someone to help and not be seen. Now they don't see me at all.